Just wait for 5 minutes. Start, okay.
Hello.
Oh. Hello.
Really?
हेलो
Sir, आपकी बहुत sorry है।
मैम आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही मेरी तो आ रही है हाय गुड इवनिंग ऑल गुड इवनिंग सर so let's start the class. Okay, so I think we have completed EIGRP as far as I know. We have to start redistribution today. Okay, just confirm anyone having any doubt in EIGRP or not? No one is having any doubt. Okay, let's start. So just confirming, is my screen visible to all of you or not?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now, so today the topic is what we are gonna see is more of practical than being theoretical. Okay. It is just we have to configure everything practically today. Okay. But before that, we just have to look at the basics of the topic. Once we will understand the basics, then we will go and do the practical for the same. So the topic for today is what we're gonna understand is it's redistribution. Topic for today is redistribution. Redistribution. Now, so first of all, we have to understand what does it mean. It means to redistribute networks of one protocol into another protocol. Okay, now understand how it works. Let's suppose just take three routers. Router 1 connected with router 2 and router 2 is connected with router 3. Okay, so now and they are connected something like that. with the end host below them. And give some networks here. Let's suppose 10.1, 10.2, 20.1, 20.2, 30.1, and 40.1 like this. So between R2 and R1 and R2, I have configured the protocol RIP. On the other hand, between R2 and R3, I have configured EIGRP like this. Here, so you see that there are two different protocols running, okay, and the data should be transferred between them. So now just tell me, is it possible that we can transfer data from one protocol to another protocol? Anyone can tell me? Abdul, Mini, AK, Veer, Anu, tell me. Okay, now share. Yes. So how are we gonna do that? Router works on different networks, not different protocols. Veer, 20, and next one is your 40. And R2 solving table is something like that. 20 and 10, like this. Okay. So once enabling RIP and EIGRP, what we'll do, R1, R2, and R3 will learn different networks such as 20 and 40. 40 like this. Similarly, it's gonna learn 30 here and 40 and 10 and 30. Is it fine? Is it clear? Each and every one of you or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Tell me. Okay. So now just see on the router 2. On router 2, we have two different protocols configured. On 30, I have configured RIP, whereas on 40, we are running EIGRP. Has been learning EIGRP. Okay. And similarly on router 1, it is RIP. It is RIP. R means RIP. And this is your D. Like this. Okay. Your message. Let's suppose there is an PC 30.2 host wants to communicate with 40.2. What happens the moment you send the traffic towards your router 1, and router 1 will try to send this packet to router 2. What will happen? Router 2 will see its routing table. It will see the network is coming from, the message is coming from 30, which is RIP, but it has to deliver on 40, means EIGRP. Router 2 knows that there is RIP on network 30 and 40 on EIGRP. It is something like that. Like for example, there are two different languages. Between R1 and R2, these two can understand only English. And EIGRP and between R2 and R3, I have configured a different language which is known as Hindi. So now the issue is there that R2 knows English as well and knows Hindi as well. But we have to tell them that you have to translate English into Hindi and Hindi into English. That is what we call as redistribution of networks of one protocol into another protocol. Clear? Tell me.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Rest, Anu, Abdul, Veer, Mini.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so we don't have to go that much deep in the theory. We just have to work on the practical now straight away. Okay, so now we are straight away going to the practicals. You have to just understand the practical. What does practical says? Okay. Now. So just wait for a couple of minutes. So okay, let's take three routers. Router 1, router 2, and router 3. And touch switches as well. And we're gonna use the end host as our laptops. First, we have to give the ports to all routers. That's serial ports. So just mention the networks over there so that we would not forgot. Thirty dot one and 40.1. Right. Clear? And attach the end host towards it. Now start giving the IPs. First of all, configure IPs on the routers. Go to CLI mode. No. Enable configure terminal, enter. Interface serial 0 by 1 by 0, enter. IP address 10.0.0.1 space 255.0.0.0, enter. No shut and then exit. Interface gigabyte 0 by 0 by 0, enter. IP address 30.1 space 255.0.0.0, enter. No shut and then exit. I think I haven't configured the clock rate. Okay, just give me a second. Interface serial 0 by 1 by 0, enter. Clock rate 64,000, enter and exit. And change the host name as well. Just give the host name as R1. Now goes to router 2. CLI, no, enable, configure terminal, interface serial 0 by 1 by 0, enter, IP address 10.2 space 255.0.0.0, enter, no shut, and then exit. Interface serial 0 by 1 by 1, enter, IP address 20.1 space 255.0.0.0, enter, no shut, and then exit. And change the host name as well. Just give the host name as R2. Similarly, go to router 3. Okay. Just give the CLI and no, enable, configure terminal, interface, serial 0 by 1 by 0, enter, IP address 20.2 space 255.0.0.0, enter, clock rate 64,000, enter, no shut, interface gigabyte 0 by 0 by 0, enter, IP address 40.0.0.1 space 255.0.0.0, enter, no shut, then exit like this. Okay, and change the host name as well. Host name, make it host name as R3. Like, yeah, that's. Okay, now what we are going to do is to configure RIP on router 1. First, you what have to do is to configure RIP on router 1 and EIGRP on router 3, like this. EIGRP on router 3. So go to router 1. See all the networks, show IP route, enter. So can we see the networks 10 and 30 visible in router 1? Configure terminal, enter. Configure terminal, router, RIP, enter, network 10, enter, network 30, enter, and exit. That's it. Now let's come to another. On router 3, show IP route 20 and 40. Configuration terminal, router EIGRP, autonomous number 10, enter, network 20, enter, network 40, like this. Press enter and then exit. Just leave now. Okay, clear? Is everything clear to everyone till here?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this router is very important. The router between RIP and EIGRP. First of all, just see this particular router networks learned by him. So what all networks learned by router 3? Network 10 and network 20. Network 10. Okay. So now what I have to do is to enable RIP on network 10 like this. Enter and enable. Okay, now just press exit and enable router EIGRP autonomous number 10. Enter. Okay, and network 20. Enter. Exit. Show IP route. So now can you see that what is going on? That 30 has been learned via RIP and 40 has been learned via EIGRP. Is it clear? That's
Yeah.
what we have just discussed. See. Let's go to router 1. Show IP route. Can you see anything here? Now go to router. Show IP. Both the routers haven't learned anything. However, EIGRP and RIP running on both the routers. Okay. So when I try to ping, let's suppose I'll go to desktop IP configuration and give the IP address 30.0.0.2, 30.0.0.1. Okay. This comes here. Give the IP as 40.0.0.2 and 40.0.0.1 like this. Now just try to send any message. You see, the message has been failed. Now let's just check the path in simulation. Go to simulation. Just a second. I'll see here. Yeah, see now. So data has been sent to PC router. See, where it has been blocked. It has been blocked by router because router haven't learned any network till now. Now what we have to do, we have to perform redistribution in router 2. And how? See this. Config router RIP. Enter. Redistribute EIGRP with metric. Oh, sorry, EIGRP 10 with metric 1 and press enter. That is a command. Now exit it. Now same way go to router EIGRP 10. Enter. Redistribute RIP with metric. I hope you remember the K values of EIGRP. Do you remember each and every one of you, or you forgot just? Tell me.
Yeah.
Remember K1, K2, K3, K4, K5.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have to allocate the values of those K1, K2, K3, and K5. So I'm just gonna use the default values. So by default, K1 value is 1. K2 value is also 1. K3 value is 0, which is delay. K4 reliability 1. K5 MTU 1. Press enter and then exit. Now just go to router 1 and check his routing table. Show IP route. See. Can you see? Network 40 has been learned via RIP. And network 20 has been learned via which? RIP. Is it fine? Everyone, please tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, similarly, go to EIGRP and see here. Show IP route. Sorry. Now, do you see any difference here? Just tell me. Just read this table. Okay, I'm just giving you a minute. I'm just coming in a minute. Just read this table. Okay, and tell me the difference. I'm just coming in a minute. Yes, everyone. Have you figured it out? Any difference here? Tell me.
X, sir. It is showing X.
What is X? It's EX.
Externally,
D in front of
Exactly.
X. The
And
network.
what is the AD value for external? Just have a look at there.
170.
Remember, I told you that in EIGRP we use 3 AD values: 90, 90, 170, and 5. So now 90 is for internal and 170 is for external. Okay, so make sure this. Whenever we are going to redistribute, it will be considered as your external network. See. You see, there are the K values. So you have to keep these K values in mind. Okay. K1 is equals to 1, K2 is 0, K3 is 1, K4 is 4, and K5 is 0. Okay. So did I tell you that we use this in a formula as well? The formula which we used yesterday. Did we discuss about that? The formula which we discussed, how to calculate the metric. Did I tell you that where K1 and K3 is used? Do we have a discussion on this as well or not? Tell me. AK, Veer, tell me. Hello, am I audible? Can you guys
I
listen
think
me?
we
Anu?
didn't use.
Sorry, Anu?
I think we didn't use that, sir.
I didn't get you. I'm not getting you, Anu.
I think we didn't use those K1, K2.
Yeah, exactly. I think so as well. So I think just for your extra knowledge, I'm just telling you that how to do these things. Okay. So do you want me to write these commands separately in Notepad, or is it fine? You can, while going through recordings, you can see these commands. Or should I make it easier on the Notepad for you guys?
Notepad, sir.
Let's do it then.
We will go to recordings and we will note it, sir.
Okay. So if somebody asks, I have to take it. Okay. So make sure first you have to run the protocol. After running the protocol, you have to redistribute like that. Okay. And these all are K values. Make sure this. This is your K1. I'm just writing. You don't have to write like this. K1, K2, K3, K4, and K5. Like this. Keep this thing in mind. Okay. And we know that in RIP, we use a metric as 1 by default. So make sure this, okay? So these all are the default values which I have used. So our devices could communicate with each other. Okay. So now let's see, are our devices communicating or not? Right? Now it's a success. See. Okay, if you want to see here like this through a packet flow, or you can just trace the command here as well. You can write traceert 40.0.0.2 like this as well. Okay. What happened? Okay, traceert CRT. See. That's how you can trace as well. Clear? Anyone having any doubts? Want to ask something? Please feel free to ask now. Or you want to see in the simulation? I can show you in simulation as well. See. Just look at the simulation here. How it is passing by. See how the message is going and coming back. I'll just increase the speed, don't worry. Just see. You can see slowly as well. Like this. Okay, the packet has been traced and reached at the end. Now, what I'm about to discuss with you is SSH. Just write down SSH. Okay, just before that, one thing I would like to tell you, the metric formula. Okay, just what you have to do, if you could remember the metric formula. Anyone here remembers the metric formula, or everyone forgets? EIGRP metric formula. What is the formula for metric? Tell me.
10 the power of 7,
Okay.
Divided by lowest bandwidth from source to
lowest bandwidth
destination.
from source to the destination.
Lowest bandwidth from source to
Destination
destination.
plus
Plus
sum
10.
of delay.
Sum of
Sum
delay
of delay divided by 10
into
into
256.
250.
We have to multiply this with K3 and this with K1 like this. It will not give any effect to our answer because by default values of K1 and K3 is 1. So it will not put any answer on any effect on the answer. Okay. So just make sure we can write formula like this as well. K1. Or you can, if you want me to write more elaborately, we can write like this. K1 multiply by this and K3 multiply by this. Like this, you can also go for this. Clear? And K1 stands for bandwidth, whereas K3 stands for delay. Make sure. Is it fine?
Yes.
Just keep this thing in your mind. Okay. So let's discuss next protocol is as such. Okay, all of you remember telnet or not? Or you for everyone of you forgot what we did in telnet?
we take the access of remote router.
Yeah, exactly. It's a remote access protocol. Okay. The way we use telnet, the similarly now we are gonna configure which SSH. To configure SSH, there are mandatory conditions. First of all, there should be a password on router and on privilege mode as well. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So I'm gonna use the router 3. Okay. So just write on conf t. Okay, line console 0, enter, login, local, username, Abhishek, and password is Abhi. Enter like this. And now use enable secret password, which is CCNA. Just exit and let's check. This is a password. And the password is Abhi. Enable CC and like this. Fine. Anyone having any questions still here? What I just did right now. Say yes or no. Anyone?
No, sir.
Yeah.
For me, no, sir.
Okay. Now, so just configure SSH now. So now we have already configured host name. If we haven't configured the host name, we have to change host name in this case. Okay, make sure this. We have already changed the host name, so there is no need to change the host name now. Okay, now what we're gonna do today now? Do now. Just go to configuration terminal. Okay. Yeah. Just write on line VDY. Line VDY 0 space 15, enter. Login local, enter. That's it. And we have to give, we have already given the password, so there is no need to give the password as well. Just write so transport input SSH like this and enter. Exit now. Okay, now give the, now just make a domain name. IP domain name. Give any domain name. Okay, you can give your name as well, but just put .com at the end, like I'm doing now. IP domain name cisco.com, press enter. Now crypto key generate RSA. Crypto key generate RSA. RSA is a key, okay, given by the developers of this protocol, which is SSH. R stands for Revist, S stands for Samir, and A stands for Edelman. Make sure this. Okay, Revist, Samir, Edelman. Enter. You see the modulus bits, just write 512. Press enter. You see SSH 1.5 has been enabled now. Okay. Now, how to use this? How to access this? What we're gonna do? Just pick any PC. Just write down SSH space /L. R3 is the router host name, and now give the IP address, which is 10.0. Oh, sorry, it's 30 now. 40.1. Sorry. 40.1. Password. It's asking for password. Just write down Abhi. I think we haven't give the password there. Yeah, I think what we forward, I think there's a password command which I just forward. Okay, so you can give the password here. Everything will be fine. Just write on line console. This line VDY 0 space 15, enter. Login local. Username is Abhishek and password is Abhi. That's all you have to give. That's it. Okay. Rest you can't. You don't have to give anything. If you want to write, you can. Yeah. Okay. Just see whether the command is working or not. It should work. Command prompt SSH space /L R3 40.1. Password is password. Just give me a second. We'll just configure again. Okay. Just give me a second. Enable conf t in console 0 enter. Password as a V enter. And then login. Okay. And now enable secret अभी enable line VDY 0 space 15 enter. Password is abhi enter. Login transport input SSH enter and then exit. IP domain name cisco.com enter. Crypto key generate RSA 5. Go to PC command prompt SSH space /l R1 and then 10.0.0.1. Yeah, it's successful. Okay. So this is a command for telnet. Okay. I'll just write down separately. So that yeah. This is your SSH secure socket shell. Clear? Okay. Anyone wants to ask anything now? Just please tell me. Everyone is okay with it? Okay now. So now just see, next thing is that now on the dynamic routing protocol, so generally SSH, it's telnet which is configured on 024. Telnet configured on 024. When we talk about telnet, it's configured on 024. And when we talk about SSH, it is configured between 0 to 15. It's a standard form. Both are. Now, so on the dynamic routing, we know that there are protocols such as RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, and redistribution. And one is IS as well, which is not in our syllabus. Now we have completed RIP, EIGRP, redistribution between RIP and EIGRP. That has been done by us. Now what is left is this protocol, which is OSPF. This protocol is very, very, very important. And make sure not to miss these classes. Okay, especially don't miss class on OSPF. Okay, because in an interview, let's say 2 to 3 questions will definitely come from here on. Okay, and this protocol is something which we're gonna start from Monday. No, ISIS is part of your dynamic routing, but we are not gonna have a look at ISIS. ISIS. ISIS is part of dynamic routing, but we will not configure this. We will not even learn this. Okay. Clear, everyone? So don't miss classes on OSPF. This is very important protocol now. Okay. So if you have any doubts on RIP, EIGRP, and redistribution, okay, just let me on Monday and we will discuss. Clear? So that's all for the day, and happy Disha to everyone. It's my request to after OSPF. Yeah, we know BGP. We will work on BGP. Don't worry. I had a word with you regarding BGP, but not after OSPF, because if I start after BGP or OSPF, then it will take some time for me to complete switching as well. So I will tell you BGP. Don't worry. Okay. I already told you. Okay, but not after OSPF, because I have to finish this course. I have a deadline as well to complete. Okay, Veer. Yeah. So bye bye everyone. Good night and happy Dishara to everyone.
Good night, sir. Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Welcome.